There goes Fletch and our ride. Good morning, day 30, what day is it? Day 22 of our Sobo. I'm all confused this morning. We're going the wrong direction. Of our Sobo Heysen Trail walk. We're actually walking nobo at the moment. We're cheating. We're slack packing today. So I've got my pack on, but it's pretty well empty. And we're going to just swap around. Simone's got just nothing, no pack on. So we'll swap around a bit. Fletch has given us a lift out from the Spalding Hotel. We're about 32 k's south of Spalding, and we're walking back into town, back to the pub tonight. And then tomorrow, Fletch will drive us out here and we'll start walking south with all our gear again. So yeah, looks like it's going to be a sensational day. Looking ahead, I can just see wind turbines on ridges spinning in the distance, but there's not a lot of wind. Yeah, all good. All right, I'll spin the camera around and show you what I'm looking at, eh? So it's a little bit later than normal. It's about 8:30. So it's not quite as cold as it's been the last few days. Beautiful blue sky today. So today we got to walk back into Spalding over Whistling Trig. When we talked to Fletch a few days ago, if he was keen to do the slack packing, we didn't realise there was going to be no wind. Possibly if you're ever going to camp at Whistling Trig, this is the kind of weather you want to do it when there's not a lot of wind. But anyway, that's fine. Pub night's never a bad thing in my eyes. Not exactly hardcore. A little bit more wind today. There goes my pole. I think, if you can hear me, that could be Whistling Trig. We've got a little bit to go, but not that far. Okay, we'll leave the roads here. Got the cows up there watching us. We're heading up towards the infamous Whistling Trig. And you'd be shocked to know it's windy. You can jump shadows with the wind farm, windmill. That's Whistling Trig up there. And I've got a whistling pack. Okay, we're just on the last little climb to Whistling Trig. It's kind of fortuitous we've done this slack pack in the opposite direction because we've got a side wind or a tailwind. Turns out it was a pretty good decision because I don't think we'd want to camp up on Whistling Trig tonight in this wind. And it's not even that strong for this place, I don't reckon. So if you're going to camp at Whistling Trig, there's a couple of these depressions. There's one here, there's one up near Simone, she's pointing out with a stick, and there's another one. This one near Simone's probably the best. It's maybe 100 miles, not even 100 metres from the top. But I think it's doable, it'll be doable. Most conditions. You'd want to know what you're doing now if you had a trekking pole tent. This one here is not quite as good. Alright, we're going to have a break when we get up the top here. Hopefully we can get out of the wind somewhere. Alright, we've made it to Whistling Trig. You'd be shocked to know it's windy. It's always windy up there. We're heading down that way now. Oh shit. Nice stone fence to follow. Not sure which one's Spalding. There's the actual trig. Well, we're going to drop down there now. I don't know if you can hear me, but we're down off the highest bit of the ridge now, so the wind's died off to a howling gale from hurricane force. Ironically enough, it's not even a particularly windy day, I don't think, up there. And still it goes on. Oh, they're running away. Well, our ridge walk is basically coming to its end. We're going to meet a road over the top of this hill, I think. I reckon I've done at least 8 k's on this ridge up past Whistling Trig. It's a long ridge walk. This is the only section of 4-wheel drive kind of station management or farm track we've found. It's basically just looking fence lines. It's pretty rocky. However, once we meet this road down in this gap, and we're on roads the rest of the way into town. Well, roads, and then we follow a bit of Bundley Channel kind of management. Management goes beside the old channel. There's the road down there. Whew. That's very welcome. The temperature is changing from freezing cold up in the wind. Now we're out of the wind a bit. We have to shed some layers down there. Certainly a big variant in temperature. Okay, after probably 2 or 3 hours up on the ridges in the wind, we've hit the quiet roads again. We've got about 11 k's to get into Spalding. It's, I don't know, just after 2:30 or something. So we should be in about 5, which isn't bad. It's certainly easier what we're doing than carrying a pack over there tomorrow, I reckon. So we're just past the 500k post. We're actually on a section of track that wasn't open. It was different last time, and Simone came through. So Simone and my background is we actually had never met, and we were both having a big year back in 2024, doing most of the big tracks. Simone was doing some stuff on the Murray. Anyway, we were both on the Heysen, but not together. I was about 2 weeks ahead. And we both crashed out this Hallett Spalding section, this 50k section in a day. It was only I believe a few people a year that do it in one shot in a day. And Simone messaged me while she was in Spalding for a few days, and we kept in touch. She went over and did the bib. I was on the bib. When I finished the bib, she was finished in the Mundabiddy. And we actually caught up for some Chinese when she finished the Mundabiddy and I finished the bib. Come on, 2024 I think it was. So that's our history of how we know each other. And ever since then we've kind of kept in touch. Caught up occasionally when we've been in the same city. But this is our first big walk together. There is a video online of Simone and me up Mount Buffalo, Ogog Magog. But yeah, this is the first long through hike we've done together. We've obviously done a lot on our own. Alright, back on the Bundalea channel. This is where the trail used to go out here. Out there. So that road walk we've just done, that new version of the Heysen has chopped off about 4k's from the day. We're back on the original version now. I'm not sure if this is Freshwater Creek or Sobo Bridge. That's the old channel underneath us down there. No, there's a little bit of water in the creek, but not much. We're about 5k's from town, in case anyone's wondering. A little bit of water in the channel. One thing about walking these since we hit the road and then we've hit the channel, it's been very easy walking. The road was ever so slightly downhill. The channel's pretty well level. Well, we've left the channel, which is up there, and that's the last time we walked the Bundalea channels for this walk. We're dropping down through this wheat field. Well, wheat. Well, it's stubble at the moment, but looks like it was wheat at some stage. Onto the outskirts of town, got about 3k's to go. Maybe a touch less. So, almost in town, probably less than 2k's to go, I'm thinking. I'm just walking through an old railway cutting now. Into the late afternoon sun. The railway bells makes it a little bit hard to walk. And I've got to kind of get under these trees somehow. Oh. Very soon I'll be jumping into the shower and life will be very comfy again. The last shower for a few days though. I reckon that's an old railway station maybe. We're into Spalding now. On the outskirts, it's not a very big town. So, we're in Spalding. We're actually on a scenic tour of the outskirts of Spalding. We missed the trail markers because we're walking straight into the sun, I think was the problem. So by the time we realised it was too late, we're kind of at the point of no return. So we've added probably a kilometre or two onto our day's walk. It'll be interesting. I think it was going to be 32 or 33. It'll be interesting what it is at the end. Our little detour around town. Anyway, it won't be long and I'll be in that shower. Okay, back in the room after day 22. I've had a shower, just about to go out for tea. We walked about 33k's on our slack pack today, climbed about 750 metres, so it was a fair walk. So if you want to do it this way, Fletch, you can arrange with Fletch. He drives us out and he's going to drive us back out tomorrow to start from where we drop this off. The only issue is you go in the wrong direction. If you're heading Sobo like we are, we have to do that section northbound. But anyway, it's not the end of the world. The section on the ridge from what I call the lollipop tree all the way over Whistling Trig and down to the next kind of where you join a road again is about 8 k's, and it's very, very exposed and windy. When we were down in the valley, there was virtually no wind. It was actually warm. As soon as we got up on that ridge around Whistling Trig, we had our thermals on, and it was, you can hear from the videos, I'm guessing. I haven't watched the videos, but you just can't hear over the wind. So it's a very exposed spot to camp. There are some spots on the northern side in little depressions just off the ridge. If you had to camp, you could probably make it work, but it might be a noisy night for you. All right, tomorrow we're off on our journey to Burra. So probably from Spalding to Burra, well, we've already done one day of it. We've probably got another 3 days to go, I guess. All right, the plan tomorrow is start walking, go through Hallett, and then maybe East Mount Brian School or something like that. We'll see how we go later in the day.